Hey guys, and welcome to another speed build. So today is the day that I show you what I've been working on for the past couple of days and why my schedule has been so terrible this week. I did this build and I don't think it took me longer than normal, but for some reason I fried my brain picking wood colour on the inside of this, so it got delayed by a day. This was meant to be out yesterday, and today was meant to be a double upload of Drifter and 100 Babies, but no. So there was no videos for you yesterday, sorry about that. Instead there's going to be a double upload. It's going to be of the 100 Babies and Drifter is going to be on Monday, so episode of each of those on Monday. And tomorrow we are CC Sundaying, so I couldn't do them on that day. So anyway, I am slightly, more than slightly, in love with this house. This is now, I don't care what you're saying, this is now officially my favourite build I've done so far in The Sims. I'm in love. I love old houses, but like fully renovated old houses. I like houses with history, which you probably can't tell from my channel because most of the time I do modern builds, but I really like this. So the outside is keeping as if it, you know, when it was first built, completely as is, but we are going to do a sneaky little modern extension, but that isn't built yet, so I'll just continue. I put all, this is basically a Victorian, I think it's meant to be Victorian Gothic. All these houses, we don't have houses like this in the UK. This is an American thing, by the way. From all the research I did, they all said Second Empire houses, which is so not a thing over here. We just say Victorian, but they're saying Second Empire. I think that's meant to be a slight Gothic revival, the Gothic side of Victorian. But anyway, so I have had to cut out quite a bit of footage in this. I hope you forgive me, but it was the boring bits, you know. Sometimes I just dawdle about a bit for 20 minutes doing nothing. So those are the bits that I cut out of this, and yeah. So, and if you are someone that doesn't stick around to watch all of my builds, because, well, the whole video of my builds, feel free, actually don't feel free, watch the whole thing, but if you haven't got the time, if you're not one of those people that watches all the way to the end and you skip to the screenshots, enjoy the music. Yet again, I have had fun picking out the music for the screenshots. It is on point, is all I'm going to say. I literally found it 10 minutes ago and I was just like, this is it. It was the first song I clicked on to preview on Epidemic Sound. Killing it, right? So enjoy the screenshot music at the end anyway. But yes, back to the build. So this is the modern extension bit going on, and we are going to do a little sneaky skylight in here. This is not my idea. I got this, stole it from Project Gaming. I'm going to link their channel down below, and they do some super cool, they basically call it the big project, and they undertake a big project, and the way it's shot is just something that I would aim to do in the future. It's totally cinematic. I imagine that they couldn't do videos as often as me because, you know, I kind of just speed it up and talk a bit, but theirs is fully thought through, you know, roll B, panning shots, everything of The Sims. It's just amazing, and definitely give them a look because they did a little quick tutorial on how to do this skylight, and I thought it was such a cool idea that I had to put it in this next build. I think I saw this like 2 days ago or something like that. So anyway, we've skipped through all the moving and jigging around I had to do with that skylight, because it's got a little bit of a weird connection. I wanted it coming out off the side. If I'd done it enclosed in like the roof, it would have been finished off perfectly with the little mini half wall. But I wanted it to be an architectural feature and just be a bit more snazzy, so it came down the side. So it's got a bit of a weird connection between pillars and windows and sides of, but you know, in gameplay you're so not going to see it, and the overall effect, it's worth it. So we've already moved on to landscaping. The bricks I've used, so all of the outside is CC free. Yeah, it is. Why did I didn't even realise. I said it's CC free and I was like, yeah, why didn't I use any CC windows? I've got no idea. I think I've started to doing that, like the outside is completely CC free on a few of my builds. Just so that if you don't use CC in a game, you can still download it and you just have to kind of redecorate the interior. This interior doesn't have too much CC actually, because there's not really a lot of CC that complements the Victorian style. CC is normally, well, the CC that I see is normally all modern, and it's rare that you get something that's meant to be old or traditional or something like that. So yeah, but using this, I don't know if you've heard of Kiwi Sims. I had their content before in my old CC folder when I had all the CC. Anyway, someone asked where they could get one of the chairs I used in a video, and it was from him. And I went to go and find it to link it to them, and their Tumblr was completely gone. I was like, no, I followed them, and I looked and it wasn't in my follow list anymore. So they were gone. I was so disappointed, couldn't link their content. And then, was it 2 days ago, I looked on Tumblr and someone had reblogged something and it was their content. And I was like, what's this? They've changed their name now to Industry Sims on Tumblr. And I sent them a message saying, can I include your content in my lot uploads? And they said, yes. And I'm like, yes! They have such amazing content. The bed in the master bedroom is from them, and it's, well, you're going to see it. So excited to when we get to that. Anyway, so their stuff is going to be included in this lot download as normal now. Link down below to my Tumblr, go follow me there, where you can download this lot. It will be all up there, and all the links are going to be there for the content that has been used inside of this house. Fingers crossed, because at this point in time I'm doing the voiceover. Hopefully I can get the blog post done when this video is rendering, because it's going to take a while to render. And it's all been a bit too close for comfort on this build. I stayed up till 3 AM today. It's now 2:20 in the afternoon. I stayed up till 3 AM finishing off the build. Irrelevant Sims, you can blame her. She was doing a live stream and I was doing the downstairs while watching her live stream, and of course chatting in her live chat. And it took me 2.5 hours to do the downstairs, and I have no idea why. There were so many pauses I had to cut out. Hopefully I've managed to capture them all. But I did leave this part of the video in where I struggled. I just had to show you the dedication it took just to get those cabinets there. I had to delete all the walls, put them in, float them in. It was so difficult to get those in, all because it's on a foundation, and it just wants to float up in the air. So yeah, we had to do a bit of structural modification. But we got it there in the end. So word of wisdom, do not move the fridges or the cabinets, whatever you do. Okay, because it will be a headache to get them back in place again. But you're welcome. Also, I kept the yellow brick on the kitchen there, so it looks like it was the original end of the house. I really like the way that looks. I did see a picture on Pinterest, and it had an extension all made of glass, black kind of panelled windows that I took as my inspiration, which is why there's black windows in this, but it looks nothing like the image. But it did have that same herringbone wood floor, so it triggered something off in the brain, and this is what ended up coming out. So it's very minimalist in this extension. I like extensions to houses in real life that don't try and mimic historical things. I think in the past, when you used to have to try and extend your house, they used to make you fit the extension in with the original house features, which, you know, just meant that you had lots of faux bits added onto your house. But now they encourage to make sure you can see a clear divide between where the old house is and where the new house is. So that's what I kept in mind for this one. So there's now loads of like old barns and everything with glass extensions on them, because they like to see a clear divide. You know, don't try and pass it off as something old when it's not. So yes, and that painting that just flashed up is now my new favourite painting. Every time I discover another painting that I had in my game that I didn't know existed. So it was really quite difficult to get screenshots in this house though, because the walls are so tall. I have got the walls on the tallest height possible on the downstairs, and then also in this kitchen, of course, I've got a tall foundation and we've gone down into the foundation, so the wall is extra tall. So screenshots impossible. Yet again, I'm kicking myself that I have not figured out, like taken the 10 minutes it's going to take to do the fly through, because yet again this house would look epic on a fly through. But one day, I'm hoping, maybe not next week, the week after, to take the week off and build that whole week, because I'm getting a bit last minute on getting the builds done, and I like to plan ahead. So hopefully a week off will help me get ahead of my schedule. Fingers crossed. But yeah, I'm loving everything. I know I shouldn't, you know, I always tell people self-praise is no praise, but I don't care. I'm in love. I need to find a reason to use this house. I've had a suggestion already. What was it? The land grabs. This should be their new house. I think that's a really cool idea. But anyway, we've moved on to the living room. Of course, standard. You've got to have a grand piano in the corner, as per usual. I have play tested everything. If anything slightly moves, it's because it was broken in play testing. I think the only thing I had to move was some chairs up in the master bathroom. Those are the only things I had to tweak. And also I forgot to put a computer in, so I've added that in afterwards as well. And I love the chairs that were there on those armchairs, and I've used those throughout the house. I can't remember where I got them from. I'm trying to think, but they will be included in the lot downloads, so I've got that all to type up now. But phew, I got it finished. I'm so relieved. So yeah, I took, if you can see on the wall there on the left hand side, that is wainscoting, and that paneling became increasingly popular in the 1900s. I looked at the kind of use of it. It was around long before, but in the 1900s, so Victorian times, the increase went dramatically up. So late 1800s through into the early 1900s, there was an increased use of it. So I thought that would really fit in with the Victorian aesthetic, and that's what burnt me out. I spent a good 2 hours deciding what colour I wanted to have that panelling in versus the colour of the door frames. And the problem is sometimes you could do different panelling inside rooms, But because I used arches all the way through the downstairs, you know, there are no doors on the downstairs apart from into the bathroom. So you could see all the way through and it looked really weird. There's like a really light wood colour, so almost white, but you can see the texture of the wood for that panelling, which would be perfect for this, but there's no accompanying wood colour for the door arches, and I couldn't bring myself to have it mismatching. I couldn't do it. It was making me eye twitch, so I couldn't do it. So after like 2 hours of fiddling around with possible colour palettes, so you know, I thought maybe I could go really dark in here, then I was like, no, I changed my mind again. So yeah, we finally ended up just going on with white, plain white. You know, when you just want to bash your head against the wall because you've been such an idiot, and you just should have gone with the original thing you picked, you know, that 2 hours ago. But yeah, after the 2.5 hours of doing the downstairs while watching live stream, I was pretty fried, and I think it's about midnight maybe, and I was like, I can't do it anymore, I'm fading. And I thought, do you know what, just do the bedroom upstairs, just do it. That's the last thing you got to do tonight. You'll just get up tomorrow and you'll do the rest of the house and you'll finish it off. And I did the bedroom, and it turned out so good that literally I had the energy to do the rest of the build. The bedroom is just, if I could live in that bedroom in real life, my life would be complete. I would have no problems. I would not moan. If only. So yeah, I'm going to have to find an excuse to use this. The wallpaper you see there in front of you, that is by Bow 5, and that wallpaper and different kind of variations of different patterns of that have been used throughout this house. I think it really complemented the plain walls. The plain walls are by Peacemaker, but I thought it really complemented its kind of sophisticated palette. That's the one thing that's lacking in Sims, is sophisticated colours. You know, they're a bit basic. Not everyone, I suppose. It's not aimed maybe at my demographic for the colours that they use in there. You know, the bright fuchsia. Oh, there's a pause. Should have cut that one out. I was obviously typing in live chat at this point. The bright fuchsia they include for every, you know, wall, and who uses that fuchsia, because it's disgusting. They need like more of a natural palette or neutral. That's what I went with in here. But you know, there's still plenty of colour. That's like a green wall, and we've got red in the rugs and everything. But yeah, the rug struggle is still real. Even with CC rugs, the rug struggle is still real. I've told myself that I was going to put rugs down and then decorate around them. Still don't do that. There's still always the last thing that goes in the room for me. I probably normally start... I think I normally start with the kitchen. I don't have a definite go-to room that I start with in builds. I definitely wanted to go with the kitchen in this one because I knew exactly what I wanted to do in the kitchen, and the rest of the building not so much. So this was kind of make it up as we go along. I started doing the living room, and then I was like, hold on, is this even Victorian? Let me actually just search this on Pinterest, which is what I did, and yep, discovered it was Victorian. And I continued, and I thought, in my head, Victorian always, I thought dark woods, but I looked, and modern ones, they were all painted their wood white, so all done. And I got to use loads of the vampire game pack stuff in this build, which I haven't got to really use before. I think I've used those chairs maybe those high back chairs maybe a couple of times. Don't know if I've used that armchair. Not too sure. But anyway, so we've got that study area. Now we're moving on to the little games room / music room. So we just put in a few music items, guitar, violin. Then we've got the easel there and just a chess table. I have cut out the footage of the decorating of the hallway, the entranceway. But trust me, it's all decorated and looking fabulous by the end of it. So, more lights. Yes, I've used the same lights. And the chandelier from Vampire Pack, of course, as well, is epic. Just epic. And it comes in that size and also a smaller size. There are so many pauses in this downstairs bit. I cannot believe we're paused for this long and I didn't find this bit and I didn't cut it out. I don't know what I was doing. I apologise. And I can't cut it out now because I've done the voiceover. Oh my god, what am I doing? I don't know. But anyway. Oh, we've moved on, thank you. I couldn't fill the gap anymore. We'll soon be going. Oh yeah, I used some wallpaper in there that I did not like. Oh, I tried to do. It took me forever to do the wallpaper as well. I don't know what happened. And this build I did in 6 parts. Also, no idea why. I normally maybe do building and furnishing. I probably normally do it all on the same day. Normally do it in one fell swoop. I normally build at the weekend though. So, and this was weekdays I did it in. But yeah, 6 parts. It's normally a maximum of probably 2, maybe 3 parts. Sometimes I might do the exterior and the landscaping and then take a break. But, oh, I didn't cut out the furnishing of the hallway. Okay, so now we're looking for some curtains because curtain struggle is also real. And I end up going for some CC curtains, but they're literally just plain white curtains and they're perfect. They just finish everything off and it's just like, oh, yeah. In love with the curtains, but I say I'm in love with everything all the time, don't I? And we put the globe bar in. Anyway, so now we're into the dining room. This is basically the part of the house where the old meets the new. So we've still got the paneling in here, but we have a modern dining table and rug, I think. Yep, and rug. I do change that in the end from black to white, just so you can see the table and the chairs just a little bit better. Yeah, I do change it again, so ignore me for the minute. And Peacemaker's lights, which just look epic over the table. One feature of this house is how many like sofas and seating areas there are. There are a lot. So, you know, just in case you simply need to sit down, there is like seats in every room. The seating is unreal. But oh, what I forgot to say is in this extension bit, so in this complete room, in the dining room and the kitchen, there is going to be slightly weird lighting, but I'm sure you'll forgive me. That's because of the skylight and the fact that the room isn't complete, so it thinks it's the outdoors. But of course you still got beautiful lighting. It's just more like outdoor, really. So anyway, we've moved on to my favourite room in the house, the bedroom. And this bed, this is it. This is the bed I was talking about. It is the vampire stuff sofa stretched out, combined with the chaise longue to be a bed. And it's just amazing. So thank you so much to formerly Kiwi Sims, now Industry Sims, for this. It's just beautiful. And EA, you should really browse Maxis Match creators, because this is Maxis Match. It's in-game content just merged together. So they need to look and get ideas from Maxis Match creators. Oh, what was that weird orange thing that just came across the screen? No idea. Yeah, because this is just epic. And now I spent 5 years looking for a curtain to go above the bed. The vampire ones were a bit too narrow. They're only 2 tiles wide. This one just looked weird. That would go through the floor. So, but I'm really happy with the way the whole bed area turns out. I was kind of worried because I haven't got many pillows in the game, many CC pillows, and I always like to put extra pillows and cushions on the bed, but those fitted in really perfectly. So they're modern looking, but they fit in with the aesthetic of the house. So this house is, you know, the interior is modern, but has been done sympathetically to the original features. So it's kind of like we fully renovated the interior of the house, but it still has all its original features like doors, and I imagine they would have ceiling roses. Unfortunately, we don't have any ceiling decorations, so we can't do that. So that's why I had the moulding at the top. What's it called? Coving. That's it. So it's a very decorative one. I made sure that I had trims in this house. If they had no trim, it would be a bit too modern. So this is just a combination of new and old. And in the bedroom, we just have to have a chaise lounge. I don't think do I put a TV in here? Don't think I do. But I think we just put a coffee table. So you've got a seating area and the rug. The rug just looks so good in here. I've had a few comments about, you know, my game looks different to theirs. I do now use the reshade mod. I'm thinking maybe of doing a video to show you what settings I use in the reshade mod, because I did start off with a preset that someone else had made, and it was a little bit too strong for gameplay. It made the text kind of blurry. So I changed quite a few settings actually. It's completely different to theirs, but I used their instructions on how to install it and all that kind of malarkey. But it just makes my game a little brighter. So I have taken the screenshots using the reshade mod, which means that the screenshots are as you see them here. So in your game it is going to be a little bit darker unless you decide to use the reshade mod. I recommend it. Because I just think with the in-game lighting, I don't think it just would look as pretty as this. It would never look this light and airy. That would just be lost on the game. So I'm so happy I installed this reshade mod. I was humming and hawing about it for ages. I had it downloaded for so long. And yes, it is fully removable if you don't like it. I don't think it makes my game struggle any more than it normally would. In case you don't know, I'm on a iMac, but I run Windows on Boot Camp on my iMac. I actually have my Windows on a external hard drive, so it is literally just a tiny SSD connected via a Thunderbolt cable. So it's super duper fast, and that's how I play The Sims. I used to play it on a partition in my iMac, but work, I have big files, so I needed the space. So I chucked all my Windows stuff onto an external hard drive. That also means, say I went traveling, I could just plug it into anything, into another computer, and have all of my stuff ready to go. So yes. Oh, I completely forgot to say about these fireplaces with all the candles in. Like, stunning. That is by Industry Sims as well. Speechless on the fireplace. It is just that, combined with the painting above it. The paintings are just amazing. So the same paintings in the dining room in a larger format, and then we have it in the smaller format in the bedroom. And then here in the bathroom, we have one, and it's a bath. A picture of someone in the bath. It's perfect, wasn't it? So, you know. And a separate toilet. I don't know why I did that. I thought it looked pretty cool. In my house, we have a separate toilet. But completely separate. Like, you don't have to go into the bathroom to do it. But this is the pretty epic master bathroom, you know. I would love, this house in particular, I would love if you do download it and use it, please send me a screenshot of your Sims in this to my Twitter at hey_Harry. I would love to. I have not seen a picture of anyone using one of my houses yet, so it's be the first. I would love to see it. It's just, people download it, it's just so surreal that people use my stuff in their game. Yeah, it's just a little bit weird. Anyway, so we've moved on to the spare bedroom, or I thought maybe, you know, you might have your butler living in this room, or maybe your nanny, because this does have a toddler bedroom in it as well in this house. So it's 3 bedrooms. I thought this would be maybe the nanny's room or the butler's room, because it's a little bit less personal than the master bedroom, and the toddler's room, of course, is way more personal. But yeah, that's what I thought for it. It's more of a spare room than a, yeah, but I love it. And the floor is the same floor that I used in my luxury studio apartment, and it's just a recolor of Max's floor, but better. Shh, don't tell anyone. It's so much better. Oh, and those curtains again. We keep on going back to the master bedroom, and it's just, oh, why you gotta look so good? I have no idea what sim I would use in here. So yeah, maybe the land grabs, but I don't think they don't deserve it. They're not good enough. Have I ever made a family that would fit in here? I don't think so. So from pre-existing ones, I think the land grabs would fit in here. What other families are there? No, I've made kind of a posh family before. I don't know. But I don't know if they're kind of like an older family that lives here. I feel like they're both adults, but then they've had kids later in life, and this is their first child that they've had. Maybe they only ever end up having one child, but you know, there is still another floor upstairs. So what you could do, it's empty, I haven't built in it, and there's no stairs going up to it, but what you could do is just delete one of the stairs that are coming up, and then make that the landing a little bit wider, and you could put stairs going up to the floor up above. So you could make this 3 stories high if you wanted to. Like, praise the Lord, I did not do that on myself and try and attempt to furnish the whole thing in one go, because I think I would have killed myself before that happened. But anyway, we're in the toddler room. It is a direct reference to Van Gogh's bedroom painting. So it's just the rustic bed that we get in game. I think it's a double bed that you unlock at the top of the painter career. But this one is the toddler version and single, and it looks so cute. So I had to make sure that the wall was blue and the bed was red. I didn't do the same orangey wood as in the Van Gogh painting though. You know how I feel about orange wood. I just can't do it. And lots of duckies in the bathroom. This is the bathroom I haven't showed you these, but that bathroom is the upstairs one, and the downstairs one looks pretty much identical, but I've changed the colours going through. I've used the same kind of toilet, bath. I think there's only one shower in this whole build, which is in the spare bedroom that has an ensuite. But I can't wait to show you the screenshots. Stay for the screenshots. They're like 2 minutes worth of screenshots. I put so many in. I know, but there was too many angles I needed. And I was just going, why can't I do a fly through, you idiot? You should be doing fly throughs by now. Maybe, if I do take, not next week, the week after off, then I will definitely make sure that on my to-do list is using the in-game camera to do a fly-through, because You know, when you're just like, the screenshots don't even do it enough justice, because sometimes you have to make the camera, you have to do some really weird perspective with the camera to try and fit in everything so that you can see it. But if you had the fly through, you could just turn the camera and see it, rather than, you know, when you have to zoom out on the camera, you press X to zoom out when you're in the tab mode of the camera, and it distorts all of the furniture so weirdly. You get some weird, crazy angles. You know, like if you point a camera, if you're at the bottom of a tall building and you point the camera upwards and take a picture, it looks like the building's getting wider at the top. Or is it narrower? No, I think it's wider at the top. So, you know, the whole distortion with perspective and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's what mostly happens with screenshots, and I'm just like, oh, that's not how it looks in the game. You know, when you as I said, when I'm decorating it, it looks great, and then I go to take screenshots and I'm like, where's all the stuff gone? But anyway, we're about to come to screenshots. Had to do one at night. Anyway, so enjoy the music, download it down below with the link, and I will see you all tomorrow with CC Free Sunday. Bye guys.